Today is wrap up day. So this is the 11th video in the Elemental Blueprint series. I'm Jack Maloney, the Energy Alchemist, and I wanted to just clear up a few things and reiterate a couple of things. If you've been following along with this series, which I hope you have, you may have some questions. So I just want to make the system a little bit easier for you so that you can implement it in your life as fast as possible. So you may have been watching this series and you now understand that everybody is one of 9 primary elemental natures, and it's one of the wood, water, fire, earth, metal, or yin-yang components of those things, which is great. But you may be one of those people who doesn't resonate with their primary elemental nature, and that's totally cool. I've noticed about 1 in 10 people don't. It's more common than I think people realize. But no matter what you resonate with elementally, the year that you're supposed to be in, based on your date of birth, like fire people are in a yin-wood year. Even if you don't resonate with fire, you're still in a yin-wood year. So all is not lost. You can still come away from this with something. If you don't resonate with your primary nature and you'd like a little help trying to figure that out, go ahead and send me a note, leave a question below. If you haven't watched some of the other natures, please do. It'll help you to get an idea of what you resonate with more, and I can help you to kind of pinpoint that and start using that information practically in your life. So that's one thing. Another thing is if you're, say, the teacher of small children, you're probably like, yeah, Jack, this is great, but I've got a room full of kids that were born in 2007 and they're not all exactly the same. And I will tell you why. So the 9-star key, the true 9-star key, I broke this down to make it as easy as possible for the masses to get something across that makes sense. And I hope it helped. But the true 9-star key is, it's 3 numbers. It's your primary nature, your stress position, or what I like to call your inner child, and then your destiny number, which is your challenge position. So the primary nature is how other people see you. And your inner position, or your inner child, is how you act from the age of conception, basically, to the age of maturity. So there's not a hard and fast deadline, but it's somewhere, let's just say between the age of 16 and 20, for argument's sake. That is when a child will make a shift from their inner nature to the primary elemental nature. Now, they're always going to have things about them that relate to the primary elemental nature. They're just not going to be as obvious when they're kids. So for example, I'm a fire, yin-wood, water, and I presented very much like a yin-wood kid, but I've always had fiery tendencies, and I'm definitely much more fiery now than I was as a child. So that's why you can have a room full of kids that were all born the same year and act completely different. And then we also have face reading. So where the 9-star key doesn't make sense for some people, it's usually written all over their face. So there were some things that I mentioned in each video about what to look for in a certain element. And if you have you can have certain features in your face that dictate what your personality is like, how you are with money, how you are in relationships, how open you are, how closed off you are, how sensitive you are to energy in general. All of those things can be found in the face, which is really cool. So with the actual 9-star key using your full birthday, there are 81 possible combinations of personality types. And then on top of that, we have the face reading stuff, which just adds a whole new layer and level of accuracy of how you react elementally in any situation. So those are kind of the more advanced lessons around the 9-star key. And I wanted to speak just a little bit about the controlling and generating cycle. So yes, as an element, we are going to have people that make us feel better than others because they feed our energy. Wood people feed my fire. That's just how it works. But then there are going to be people who naturally, there's an uncomfortableness in the relationship. Metal people might think that fire people are overbearing or obnoxious, and wood people might find metal people to be too cutting or a bit brutal in their approach. But it's not meant to be this way. It's supposed to be a symbiotic relationship. When every element is balanced, every element gets along. Everybody likes each other. It's only when something is out of balance that it's coming across as too severe or too difficult. That's when the natural tendency to feel uncomfortable can happen. So that's just another cool thing to tell you about. So if you enjoyed this information and you wanted to take your knowledge of it a little bit further, I do have a session available for folks who are interested in getting a much deeper perspective on themselves. So it's called the Elemental Blueprint Session, and it's about an hour with me on Zoom, and we will go through everything. So I'll get your full birthday, we'll do some face reading, and you'll find out your innate motivations, what makes you tick, how you react under stress, how to keep your inner child under wraps, how to best feed your energy so that you're always at the top of your game. And using this information, you will absolutely become a ninja in the way of social relations and work stuff. People will be like, wow, their timing is incredible. How did they do this? Because there's something that I did not share with you during this series. So in addition to having an elemental year that we're experiencing, Loki's breathing very heavily in the background, I apologize. So we're all experiencing the world through the lens of some element, in addition to, walking around as ourselves. Well, the elemental year is kind of an overarching theme. It's like the background. Okay, this is like the movie of 2017. And it's just an overall theme. It's things to pay attention to and not pay attention to, but it doesn't have a huge impact on us emotionally or really directly in our day-to-day life. But there is a monthly cycle that does. So in addition to having the yearly cycle, there is a monthly cycle that is much more related to our emotions, our day-to-day stuff, and that's where we can really get into the nitty-gritty about scheduling vacations, scheduling work interviews, scheduling business launches and programs, or book writing, anything that you can really think of. You can use the energy to really hone in on the timing and get the most bang for your buck energetically in any given time. So if you would like to do that, you can go to my website, jacquelinemaloney.com/blueprint. It's all laid out for you there. And make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel because I'm going to have new fun things coming up all the time and you don't want to miss anything. So I hope you enjoyed this as much as I did, and have a wonderful day and enjoy using your new perspective on the Elemental Blueprint.